Hello everyone, welcome back to Hope Worldwide Academia. So today again we have another topic from research. Last class I have discussed about problem statement and my camera expert has said my handwriting is like Chinese noodles. So this time I am thinking to write little more legible, hope you all will understand. So topic is about research objectives. Okay, so research objectives. The last time the topic was research problem statement, which was one of the initial steps in research process. Today we are going to discuss about the second topic, research objectives and its criteria. Okay, so how do we define research objective? Okay, research objectives, again Curlinger's definition, research objective is a declarative statement or interrogative sentence which will emphasize on the relationship between two variables. So hope you remember what are the two variables, independent variable and dependent variable. So when you consider this relationship of independent and dependent variable, what does it mean? Hypothesis, right? Okay, so it is all about, then we could say that what research objective is a channel to what? Discover hypothesis. Okay, or to prove, not to discover, to prove whether hypothesis is accepted or rejected at the end of the study. Okay, so that's about what research objectives. Okay, so this thing we will discuss by the next classes actually. So we will see what is objective. Again coming back to the definition, interrogative statement that denotes the relationship between independent variable and dependent variable or channel to reach out to hypothesis, or it gives direction to the study, right? So objectives, when objectives are clear, yes, we will know what to do, right? So before I take a class, I have to make learning objectives or teaching objectives. What am I going to teach? How do I teach, or what technique am I using in the classroom, right? Same thing, researcher will finalize objectives. Okay. Now, if you talk about research objectives, what is a major criteria everyone should remember? So, you need to be smart when you are conducting research. So, you need to remember SMART criteria. Okay. So, what is SMART criteria? S stands for specific. Okay. So, if you are going to conduct the study, what your objective should be very specific. What are you going to conduct? Which topic? What? When are you going to conduct the study? How are you going to conduct the study? What method are you going to use? Okay, and what is that? Where are you going to conduct the study? The setting, everything should be specifically pointed out before we start the research. That's called, or else for the research objectives, things should be specific. What, when, how, where, how. Okay, what methodology are we using in the study? So that is about specific. Okay, so that there is no confusion and your research will not go in a haphazard way. Okay, because research has to be very well planned process. Come to M stands for measurable. Okay, so what do you mean by measurable? Something that we measure. What is that called? Yes, variable, right? So when you talk about measurable in research, we need to see what are we measuring actually, what is your variable, what attribute are we measuring. Okay, so variable has to be clear. Then what are we measuring, the quantity or quality, right? Quantity or quality. As we know that there are two types of studies. In descriptive study we measure quality, in experimental study we measure quantity, right? So variable, quantity, quality, and what else, like how frequent are we going to measure? All this must be clear when you talk about measurable. Okay, even the units. Okay, so what technique are we going to measure? Okay, all these are, or the parameters should be very much clear to the researcher how we are going to measure. Okay, so the objective should be measurable, right? Now come to A stands for. What is A? Already I have taught you this problem statement. In that I said about feasible and realistic, right? So whenever you plan research problem, make sure that it can be possible. Same way your objective should be achievable, attainable or achievable. You can either go for attainable or achievable. Okay, so what do you mean by attainable or achievable? What makes your objective achievable? Your resource. Make sure that you have enough resources. Okay, you have enough manpower for conducting the research, you have enough time, Okay, you have enough what is that called, all other whatever facilities you require, whether it is available or not. So if it is not practically possible, you cannot make your objective attainable or achievable. Okay, so that's about resources, manpower, time, expertise, very important. You need to have knowledge as a budding researcher. If you don't have proper knowledge about your research, you will get confused or you get stuck on, you know, in the midst of your process, and you may not get clarity out of your research. Okay, so that's about attainable or achievable. Let's go to the other one. What is that? What is R? R stands for realistic. Realistic. Okay, so realistic, again we'll go for what is realistic. Another word we can use it as what? Practically possible, feasible. You need to check its feasibility, convenience. Okay, so all these are called as what? Realistic. Are we actually connected to the real scenario? You need to do something, much more required activities or formalities as part of your research. All these are very important. Make your research objective realistic. Okay, come to the next one is about what? T stands for time bound. Time bound. Okay, so your objective should be achieved within the time. Okay, that means what is that? Frequency. How are you going to check? Okay, time frame. You need to develop a time frame. All right, so if you are doing your project, mini projects and all can be done within 6 months or 3 months projects. So you need to set the time accordingly. We need to monitor, then only we can one by one we will be able to achieve our objectives. Okay, so when we connect with another example, if you are going for an experimental study, of course you know there is pre-test, then intervention, then post-test, right? So O2 means post-test, O1 means observation 1, pre-test. So when are you going to conduct O1, pre-test? Then after a week you may give intervention, means a class or a seminar or STP. Then next week you will go for O2, that is post-test. Like that you need to have proper time plan or time frame has to be set by the researcher. So hope this is very much clear for everyone. So don't forget, research objectives enunciate on one main criteria which is called as SMART. Okay, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and time bound. Okay, another criteria, if they ask you for 5 marks and all, you can just write it as like, you know, I will just tell you about 4M. Okay, again M is same, measurable. Here F stands for feasible. Objectives must be feasible. Okay, and objectives must be organized. Then again realistic. Okay, so this is another form you can actually add more points, and L, logical. Okay, and one more is there, like no doubt. There should not be any ambiguity when you have research. Okay, so when you have research, when you are framing research objectives, and undoubtedness. Okay, though you should not have a lot of haphazard thoughts into your research objectives. Okay, so this is all about research objectives, and be smart and learn about SMART. So question of the day is about what is a term that you can find in research textbook for making your research without any doubts or without any ambiguities. Okay, so if you know the answer, please share your answer in the comment box, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.